This is the Smith Mountain Lake TeaParty Declaration that was read on April 14th, 2009. We thought it appropriate, considering the current state of affairs, to read it again. When, in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for like-minded patriotic Americans to rally as one against the powers that threaten to alter, diminish, and destroy this country we love. Proper respect for the opinions of our fellow citizens requires that we should clearly state the grievances that compel us to gather at this tea party, to protest peacefully but passionately in the tradition of our forefathers, whose Boston Tea Party resonated around the world. The history of the present government of these United States is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having the effect of establishing an unacceptable tyranny over the citizens of these states. Let the facts be self-evident and speak for themselves. And let these grievances be heard in the halls of power in 2009, just as they were heard in the palace of Britain's King George III, as they thundered forth from the text of the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. Be it resolved that now, as on the 14th day of April in the year 2009, at the first great Smith Mountain Lake Tea Party in a field near Westlake in Virginia, that just as our forefathers at the Boston Tea Party protested tyranny at the hands of the British Crown and taxation without representation, we hereby raise our voices against the arrogance and ruinous policies of our own government, a government that ignores the will of we the people, a government that drowns us in debt, a government that forsakes the free enterprise system that has driven the engine of the greatest economy on earth, a government that leads us on a relentless march towards socialism, all designed to subvert the worth of the individual and encourage the intrusion of government into all aspects of our lives. Let the word go forth from this time and place that we are freedom-loving Americans who cherish individual liberty, our Constitution, and the principles this nation has stood for over 223 years. We love our country, and we're here to take it back. Let us hereby resolve that we've had enough of massive government-driven bailouts using our money. Stop spending money that we don't have. This is not the government's money, it's our money. And we demand a stop to the madness. We've had enough of so-called economic plans that falsely promise that we can spend ourselves back into prosperity. We have had enough of trillion-dollar spending schemes being passed without Congress or the people even knowing what's in the bill. This is taxation without deliberation, and we will not tolerate it. We have had enough of out-of-control government spending that is mortgaging our future and threatening our very way of life. We've had enough of both political parties being arrogant and unresponsive to the people that they were elected to serve. We have had enough of seeing money taken unfairly from honest, hard-working Americans through excessive taxation and redistributed to individuals who have not earned the money. And we've had enough of capitalism being targeted as the problem instead of the solution. We've had enough of government being called the solution when government is the problem. In every stage of these oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions to our elected officials have been answered only by repeated injury, if in fact they've been answered at all. A government so arrogant and unresponsive to its people is unfit to serve its people. We therefore, the people of the United States of America, in General Congress assembled here again at Smith Mountain Lake, Virginia, in the year 2009, do in the name and by authority of the good people of this Commonwealth and this nation, solemnly declare that we are a free people in this free and independent state, and that we have the power to demand that our government cease serving its own interests and whatever political and ideological agendas it may be pursuing, and again become the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. We're entitled to this as Americans. And that for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Now, these are not just words. All of you attending here have the opportunity to sign this petition, and we encourage you to do so in the table in the tent behind us. With all of our signatures, it will be forwarded to our representatives in Richmond and in Washington.